Welcome back. Joined now by Dave Ashman, the manager of special events and filming for the city of Long Beach. Dave, welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me here.
This is your biggest event during the year, the
It's
Grand
our
Prix.
biggest event of the year and most fun event of the year.
And it generates a lot of money for the city, a lot of publicity for the city naturally, and an all-around good thing.
Oh, there are many benefits to the program. Not only the people that come to visit and see what Long Beach is all about, but we do actually make a few dollars on our services that we charge Jim. So every way it's a win-win.
But the city, besides the Grand Prix, is known in the film industry. In Hollywood, you do a lot of filming. Hollywood does a lot of filming here for TV shows and movies.
Yes, we're one of the busier film commissions in the state. We're very lucky because of the diverse architecture of our city. We can be just about anywhere in the United States: Miami, Boston, New York, Chicago, or Long Beach. So with that attractive architecture, we do a lot of filming here.
Like CSI?
CSI Miami's here, Dexter's here. A new program called The Finder has done a lot of shooting here. We do over 400 permits a year, over 800 production days.
Wow.
That's a lot.
And I know some people have concerns about intrusion in their neighborhood and streets, but this is a big economic generator for the city.
Well, it is a big economic generator. We generate about $8.3 million of direct economic impact through our film operation. But to balance that out, we also have a very solid Good Neighbor program where we work with communities, make sure they're informed of what we're doing, so there are no surprises. If people know what to expect, they're less likely to be upset.
And it also provides an opportunity for people to rent out their home or whatever and get site fees.
Oh, absolutely. Location fees make up about $3 million to Long Beach property owners on an annual basis.
So I think it's a testament to not only the city structure and what Pat West has set up, but to the way they've refined the process. And that's why it's so attractive, not only to filming and movies, but to special events like ourselves and like a number of other, the marathon, the Gay Pride Parade. It's so easy to work with this city, and it's all primarily correlated through Dave and his department. It makes it so simple. You don't have to run around town, ask people what are the
So if I'm a
requirements,
producer of a
etc.
movie and I have, in my mind, 5 different cities I can go to, I know if I go to Long Beach, I call up you in your office, and it's kind of a turnkey, the job gets done.
Absolutely. One-stop shop, and I think that really makes it very attractive for people who don't have the time to spend in all of those processes.
Well, my personal favorite, the opening scene of Lethal Weapon 1, the jump from the round building, the tower.
International Tower.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we've been in motion pictures a lot. We're in Transformers 2 and 3, Iron Man. Right now, the big one with Reese Witherspoon is out. It was supposed to be called Spy vs. Spy, but I think it's called This Means War.
And the Batcave was in the Dome by the Queen Mary. That was the Batcave.
That was also the treasure caves for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Really?
Yes, the Dome has hosted a lot of great films.
So you must meet a lot of interesting people in the course of your work.
I tend to stay behind the camera, out
Really?
of the way.
Okay.
As Jim said, you have to know your role. Our role is support, and if you need anything, we're there, but we try to stay out of the production.
And the efficiency of Dave's shop and operation makes your life easier.
Well, absolutely. It's critical to our success. And quite frankly, what we've been able to do is take that model and take it and translate it into various other venues where we go and shown them. They come to our race and they took a look around, and what we do is we introduce them to Dave and all of that structure that he has underneath him. And they go away recognizing the validity of putting together that kind of structure in their own cities or around their own events. So it really has replicated itself in numerous other instances around the country.
Well, it's amazing that Long Beach can be not only Long Beach, but also Boston, New York, and Miami. I'm fascinated by that concept.
Yes, it's a lot of fun for us to work there too, and I'm very fortunate. We have a great team of people working with us that get all this work done and get it done very efficiently and effectively. So, we're quite blessed to have that crew.
And other big events during the course of the year that you work with, the Gay Pride Festival,
the Pride Festival is
the
our second
marathon.
biggest. The marathon is huge. We have over 400 events on an annual basis, about another 600 production days. So if you want to do something in Long Beach during summer, come down. There's plenty of stuff going on.
And that's additional revenue to the city that helps pay for all of the expenses, police, fire, and everything else.
We capture every dollar we charge a producer, we capture back, so it's not a drain on the general fund.
And that really is one of the real strong incentives for us too, is to invite not only 175,000 people on our weekend, but try to induce them to come back in June and in September and in January to sample what the city has to offer absent the Grand Prix, because that really is one of the missions that we're trying to accomplish here in this town.
Well, it's a great partnership, a great package. Dave, thank you for joining us on the show, and continued
pleasure.
success in your work. And we'll be back and get up close and personal with Mr. Grand Prix, Jim Michaelian, in the next segment. We'll be right back. Continuing our conversation with Mr. Grand Prix, Jim Michaelian. Jim, one of the favorite places to watch the race from is the Committee of 300's Paddock Club on the grounds of the race, and they have a wonderful band and music and food all weekend long.
Right up there in turn 11, watch them come around the famous hairpin up there, and yeah, they put on a great program. It's just one example of the variety of hospitality options that we have available. Everything from the exclusive pit row suites, which overlook the pit lane and have air conditioning and the whole, all the ambiance to it, to up on the Vista Club, which is 17 stories high on the Hyatt Regency roof and give you a panoramic view of all the things that are happening around the racetrack. And we have tents, and we have other types of entertainment packages. What we try to do is build a ladder so that anybody at any one of those levels can maximize their experience here at the Grand Prix.
As the Committee of 300 has volunteers that help staff all of the grandstands, and they recoup some of their costs through the Paddock Club. If you want to consider going there, go to redcoat.com, and you can find out about the packages.
And great ambassadors, not only for our event, but for the city as a whole. They participate in a number of other special events and activities, and I'll tell you what, they are a great resource for us, not only at the race itself, but throughout the entire year.
Amen to that. The Grand Prix also has a foundation that has raised millions of dollars over the many years.
Over $2.5 million has been distributed primarily to Long Beach-based charities, and the Grand Prix Foundation is an integral part of our activities and our operation. And this year, not only do they have the golf tournament out at Old Ranch on April the 9th.
Monday night.
Monday day and evening. And then on Friday night, we have the charity ball, which will be at the West End. But this year, we're going to have a new addition to our schedule. We're planning on having a casino night out at Hustler Casino, which is right off of the 110 freeway at Redondo Beach Boulevard. And we're going to put on an array of activities, and people can come down and actually participate in a true casino night, as opposed to one of those fall ones where you can come but you can't really win anything of any merit.
Okay.
So that's going to be on Wednesday night on April the 11th. So not only is that a new event, but it's a new way to raise additional funds, which will be distributed in the community.
Well, Jim, you've been with the race for 38 years. You've been running it for the last 11 years. How do you feel? You don't seem to be slowing down.
I still enjoy it, Art. You know, racing is always a passion of mine, but I think it's more than that. It's the ability to work with people and aggregate all of those resources and then have it come to fruition on a race weekend. And I'll tell you, the most gratifying thing for myself, and I know for our staff, is when people walk out after the event is over and they give you a thumbs up and they say, you know what, great show, we'll be back next year. That really is the maximum amount of satisfaction that you can get out of running these events. And I'll tell you, you know, you had Dave on, and we talk about the city staff and the ability to work with the city and how harmonious it is. And yes, we pay for our services, but you know what? They're more than willing to help us whenever possible in terms of making sure that most of all that we exemplify what Long Beach has to offer to a huge audience, not only the 175,000 people that come here, but we have 10 hours of national television first run that emanates from all the racing that goes on. And that's 10 hours of showcasing Long Beach.
It's the Chamber of Commerce shot with the Queen Mary and the harbor in the background.
Absolutely.
And that's really millions of dollars worth of publicity.
And it has international distribution to 180 countries. The Port of Long Beach is obviously one of our major sponsors, and that's important to them. And you have to give credit to Toyota too. You know, this is our 38th year, and Toyota has been with us all 38 years.
That's amazing.
Which is an extraordinary accomplishment because of that relationship that's evolved over all those
As you know,
years.
I'm somewhat familiar with sports marketing, And that has to be one of the longest running in sports.
We've researched it out, and we can't find any other continuous relationship that's been of that length and duration. And we have other sponsors with us too, Firestone, Bridgestone, Takati, who go on decade after decade. And I think it says something not only about the event itself, but the arena in which it takes place, i.e. the city of Long Beach, and the conduciveness that this city has in terms of attracting those kinds
Well,
of
we
venues.
do, and I think and we've talked about it off air before, but it's one of the real strengths of Long Beach that there's a sense of community here that you don't find in many cities. And there's a welcoming attitude. It's known in many different arenas, whether it's yachting or hospitality or entertainment. You feel good when you come to Long Beach.
And just for example, there's 16 races on the IndyCar schedule, and we're the second largest race after the Indianapolis 500. And one of the reasons a lot of people like to come here is obviously it's Southern California, and it's important. But the other is they know that their clients or their friends or whoever they're bringing are going to have a positive experience, and they're going to have it year in and year out. And that kind of dependability is really important from our perspective.
And that's because of the people of Long Beach.
Absolutely.
It's not a physical thing.
No, you can't teach that. It's just part of our whole DNA.
Yeah. And part of your DNA is racing, and you may not know this, but this young man goes down to Daytona regularly to race.
Well, Daytona, the 24 hours I run, because it's the end of January and the timing's about right, I get that done and then come back and do my day job. But after the race ends in April, then I try to go out, and I've been trying to do some more international races. I've done the Nürburgring race recently, and gone to Dubai and to Spa, and trying to hit some of the more famous circuits before they throw me out and tell me I can't run
Well,
anymore.
it's nice to be able to do something professionally, like run the Grand Prix, that is your personal love too. So
well, anytime you can match your avocation with your vocation, as everybody said, you don't really go to work. You just go doing something that you enjoy doing. And I've had a great run. It's been fun working with not only with the staff there at the Grand Prix over the years, but with our city staff, and also with the variety of sponsors and others who have come. And I'm looking forward to continuing as long as I
okay,
can.
remember, save the weekend of April 13th through the 15th for the Grand Prix. We'll be back with the rest of our show after these messages. We're fortunate to have a great event like the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach in our town. And there are two kinds of people out there, those that love racing and those that don't care about racing. It's for both categories of people to come to the race, because even if you're not really into racing, it really is quite a happening. And if you haven't been there before, you got to give it a try. Jim, 30 seconds to say whatever you want.
Well, I think that what we're really trying to do is bring people to Long Beach and acquaint them with all the assets that this city has to offer. And to do that year in and year out just sort of amplifies what the opportunities are in the city, and we hope that these people come back and enjoy all of these assets on an ongoing basis.
Well, wish you another successful race this year. We'll see you at the race.
Thank you, Art. We really appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us. Please be with us next week for the next edition of Straight Talk. Good night, everyone.
Straight Talk has been brought to you by Southern California Edison, the Press Telegram, and remember, Straight Talk is viewable worldwide 24/7 at straighttalktv.com.